How's everybody doing today? My name is Rick Bork. If you haven't seen my channel before, when you're done watching this video, go check out a few more. We're out here tonight working on the Case 1840 skid steer once again. As you can see, we still got a few things to do. But what we are replacing tonight is that junk. That is the line that ran down the arm for the tilt on the bucket. And somebody tweaked it and cracked it, sprung a leak, tried to weld it over and over and over again, and I wasn't going to mess with it. It was cheaper to replace these with hoses than to source new ones. Not only that, new ones are hard to come by. So what we got here is we had a couple of hoses made up. Now the rigid steel line would have ran parallel with the arm, then curved and dropped over and came down to our fittings down here. However, the hoses lay on here loose. So what we're going to have to do is up here, we utilized one of the brackets that was there for the steel line. As you can see, we put a couple of washers in there. That's a buffer to give us a little room on these hoses. What we're going to do down here is they didn't have a bracket running here. They actually had a bracket in there, but that won't work for these hoses. There's no way you're going to kink those and make them work without causing a restriction. So we took the little plastic bracket, we took the bolt, and what we're going to do is we're just going to clean off a spot right about there. We're going to clean off a spot right there, and we're going to weld that on there, and then we can slide that black piece over the top, and we'll be able to get our hoses right where we want them to be, keep everything out of the way. A lot of cost savings in replacing those steel lines with hoses, and they'll serve the same purpose, although the replacement hoses are a little bit bigger than the line. But going with the 1/2-inch hose versus a 3/8 hose doesn't make any difference as far as performance goes. Alright, so as you can see here, we cleaned up a spot where our bolt's going to go. We're going to utilize this piece of steel. We tuck the hoses down there out of the way. Utilize that piece of steel, that way we don't get any hot embers that are landing on top of those. And we're going to weld this thing in position. We're going to come back and we're going to clean that up, make sure everything's nice and smooth. And as you can see, we did get some spatter on there, and that's why we shielded those hoses. That way we weren't taking the chance of melting a hole through one of those hoses. We're going to wait for that to cool off. We're going to clean up the slag, and then we're going to get those hoses mounted on there. Alright, so we cleaned up this surface here, made sure that it was smooth. There was no slag, no burrs, nothing that's going to poke a hole or rub a hole through that those rubber hoses. Once again, we're going to utilize this little plastic bracket that was used for mounting the steel lines in order to work on these. It actually fits the contour of that line pretty well. So we'll make sure these are parallel, they're not crisscrossed. Make sure you use a flat washer underneath there because that nut doesn't dig into that plastic and crack it. Get a nut put on here. And as you can see right now, the lines are slack. So what we want to do is pull these lines tight. And then tighten that nut down. And then tighten this nut down. You don't have to get it real tight. You don't have to be crushing these hoses to where you're pinching them off. Just make sure that they're snug, that they're not going to go back and slack. So, as you can see, they come around here. They don't touch the corners. They come right down to the fitting. So that way they're not going to rub on a corner, rub through. They're secure, they're in position. So what we'll have to do tomorrow is continue So what we'll have to do tomorrow is continue this line. We have to get the line replaced from here. It wraps back around the arm, puts it in there. That's not a big deal. I'm not going to make a video of that kind of stuff because that's just swapping out a hose. That's not a huge deal. One thing we got to fix the safety. It was just bungee corded up, and I don't care for that. We'll jump over and do that in a different video. We also got to fix the quick attach arm and a couple other things. So for right now, that's it for this one. Jump over and check out a few more of these as we work on it. I do appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.